Hi, my name is Tal Dean, and today I will discuss the effect of marine plastic pollution on the health of sharks. So just a quick preview of what this presentation will cover. This presentation will highlight the importance of sharks to the health of marine ecosystems, identify causes of shark population decline as they are declining rapidly, discuss the effect of marine plastic pollution on sharks, and introduce methods to decrease plastic pollution. So to get right into it, sharks are extremely important to the health of marine ecosystems. They are keystone species, which means that if you were to remove sharks from their respective ecosystem, that ecosystem would collapse. And so sharks initiate top-down control, and top-down control is whenever predation by higher trophic levels affect the accumulation of biomass at lower trophic levels. If you look here at this diagram depicting a food web of some marine ecosystem, you'll see sharks occupy the highest trophic level and maintain prey populations. They are the apex predator in this case. And by maintaining prey populations, sharks prevent trophic cascade from occurring. And trophic cascade refers to when prey populations rise uncontrollably, and this disrupts the stability of the ecosystem and can make it susceptible to collapsing. So, kind of going along with maintaining prey populations, sharks also help reduce climate change, surprisingly. So, there's seagrass meadows in the ocean, which are great at storing carbon dioxide, and the predators of seagrass meadows include manatees and sea turtles. And in ecosystems where tiger sharks maintain the populations of the grazers, sea turtles and manatees, and this helps the seagrass meadows flourish, and they capture a lot of carbon dioxide and prevent it from being released into the atmosphere, in turn helping reduce climate change. So unfortunately, shark populations are declining rapidly. This is due to two main reasons: overfishing and marine plastic pollution. So overfishing, it's kind of clear how that causes the population to decline, but a main incentive for sharks being fished is for their fins, the dorsal fins. So shark fins can sell it for as much as $700 per kilogram, and this incentivizes a lot of fishermen to go out and target sharks. This is terrible for the population. And also, part of the fishing industry that is harmful to sharks is the destructive fishing practices that disrupt, the environment for the sharks. And as you can take a look over here at this figure, you can see this graph showing the mean reef abundance, shark abundance per hectare. There's a decreasing trend, pretty clear here. And another factor that I'm going to focus on in this presentation for shark population decline is marine plastic pollution. So between 4.8 and 12.7 million tons of plastic enter the ocean annually, and these levels are rising daily. So like 4.8 and 12.7, that's a lot of plastic. If you take a look here at this figure, this is the Mediterranean Sea, and each of these dots represent sample sites where researchers collected water and identified the concentration of plastic in that water. And you can see like between 40,000 and 80,000 particles per kilometer squared, and some going up to more than 320,000. So the takeaway is there's plastic everywhere in the water in the world, and as time goes on, more plastic enters these waters. And this has two major negative effects on sharks that I'll discuss here in a moment. The first being ingestion. So the plastic that enters the ocean can be categorized into two categories: microplastics and mesoplastics. Microplastics are really, really small pieces of plastic, typically less than 5 nanometers in diameter, and they are easily ingested by filter feeding sharks like the whale shark, basking shark, in this case the thresher shark. You can see here in this graphic image the stomach content of a thresher shark, and pieces of plastic have been identified. So as the filter feeding shark takes in a lot of water at a time to try to capture its prey, pieces of plastic also enter the shark. And this leads to blockages and lesions in the gastrointestinal tract, which is detrimental to the health of the shark and can lead to death. The second way that plastic affects sharks in the ocean is through entanglement. So the other category of plastic, mesoplastics, including abandoned fishing gear, are big sources of entanglement in sharks. Between 500,000 to 1 million tons of fishing gear are discarded or lost in the ocean. And the fishing gear, the nets especially, make great trapping devices to entangle sharks, as that's kind of their intended purpose. If you take a look here at this figure, you'll see an entangled shark here who's likely to succumb to its predicament because there's no one there to help it. And you can see this study tagged sharks off the Western Indian Ocean and was tracking to see how long it took for a shark to become entangled, if entangled. The red dots here represent sharks that have been entangled. So it's not a rare thing for sharks to become entangled in the ocean, and as more and more plastic enters the ocean, entanglement is going to be increasing, and shark population decline will in turn be decreasing. So what can we do about this? The first biggest thing that we can do is recycle. Recycling keeps the plastic out of the ocean, hopefully, and prevent the total amount of plastic in the ocean from increasing. A next big step that everyone can do is stop using single-use plastics. Single-use plastics include plastic straws, plastic cups, plastic utensils, basically anything you use once before throwing away as plastic, because those often end up in the ocean. Here, this figure shows 9 ways that you can reduce ocean plastic pollution, such as using reusable items, request plastic-free packaging, buy fewer high-quality items made to last, and choose products made from recycled materials. Number 9 here, lead by example to inspire others too. This is something that everyone can do and can have great implications on the future. If people spread the word, then hopefully plastic pollution will decrease and methods to dispose of plastic will become more efficient, and hopefully by keeping plastic out of the ocean, the shark population will begin to recover and be able to maintain the healthy ecosystems. So the big takeaway is sharks are vital to the health of marine ecosystems, as I mentioned earlier, as they are keystone species, and they essentially prevent trophic cascade as they maintain prey populations. And plastic pollution needs to be reduced in order to decrease shark population decline and promote healthier ecosystems. And by reducing the amount of plastic in the ocean, there will be less plastic ingestion and entanglement, and shark population will hopefully begin to thrive. And that's all I have for you today, and thank you for listening.